Hi everybody and welcome to my kitchen. It's me, Manny from Manny's Made at Home, and in my channel I love to share with you some simple or sometimes over the top but totally delicious recipes to share with your friends and family. It's almost St. Patrick's Day, so of course we're going to be doing Irish recipes, and this year in Ireland we have an extra bank holiday, so we're going to end up with a 4-day weekend. If you forget to buy your bread, don't worry, I'm going to show you how to make some delicious Guinness bread. Let's look at the ingredients that we're going to need. Okay, the first thing that we have to do is prep our pan. So I've got some baking paper here and a loaf pan. So I'm just gonna butter it first. And the baking paper might be okay on its own, but I always like to take extra measures. Okay, and then you can just put your baking paper inside. And the butter kind of helps to keep it to the side so it's nice and neat. Perfect, so with your pan ready, let's go and make our dough. Since this is an Irish recipe, of course we're going to be using Irish ingredients, and what's more Irish than Guinness. I only need about half a pint, so I'm going to pour a pint and then I'll have to figure out what to do with the rest. You have to let it rest. And after a couple of seconds you can go on with the rest. And that's it. You have to wait for the head to settle, but that looks like a pretty good pint to me. I think I figured what I can do with the other half that I don't need. Sláinte. Alright, the dough is very easy to make. So I just have some wholemeal flour here. Gonna put this right into my bowl. I also have some oats, and I have some plain flour, which I'm going to sift in, together with my baking soda, which is our raising agent. You may not have to sift it, but I find that it helps you to get a good mix of the baking soda throughout the rest of the dough. Finally, I'm gonna go in with some salt. And I'm just gonna mix a lot together with my hands. For a lot of these Irish bread recipes, I really like to go in with my hands and feel how the dough comes along. You can tell so much about how your dough is just from the texture. Just gonna mix all that together, try to aerate the flour a little bit as well. Okay, next we're gonna go with my favorite Irish ingredient, Irish butter. I like to cube mine because it makes it easier to kind of mix with the rest of the flour. And again, I'm just gonna go in with my hands, kind of pinch it together and try to get it all to a nice breadcrumb consistency. That's looking good to me. So let's move on. I'm gonna add in some brown sugar, and again, just mix it through. Okay, and now we're gonna go in with our wet ingredients. This is where it gets messy. You could just use your hands. I may opt for a wooden spoon. First, I'm gonna go in with some treacle. You could use molasses instead if you had that. It kind of does the same thing, and they have very similar textures and kind of viscosity. So I'm going to put that straight in. You may want a spatula. If you don't have molasses and you have to buy it for this particular recipe, I also have a nice gingerbread men recipe that uses it, so make sure you check that out. I made a total mess in my kitchen. At this point, I'm also going to add my half pint of Guinness and my milk and give it a mix. And again, I've said this before, you never want to overmix flour, so the idea here is that you just want to mix until all of the flour becomes moist and then stop. Obviously you are also looking for a homogeneous mixture, so just make sure that that treacle gets through everywhere. You can totally smell the Guinness. This is going to be delicious. Okay, that's looking good, so I'm just going to pour it into my prepared loaf tin. And you want to just spread out your mixture and flatten the top a little bit. And it will rise in the middle, so maybe put a bit of a dip in there. Bake at 175 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes and then let it cool completely before we slice into it. So I'll see you when we're there. Right, it's time to cut into it. It smells so good. It's still a little bit warm, but that's fine with me. And look at that. It is absolutely perfect. It smells so good. Obviously, my favorite way to have this bread is toasted with some delicious Irish butter. I've got heaps of it in here. Let me just give it a try. It's actually delicious. Oh my god, it's so rich in flavor. You taste that bit of the Guinness actually. It's so beautifully crumbly. The butter just perfect for it, and it's just so delicious. The texture is fantastic. Oh my god, this would pair so well with a nice beef and Guinness stew if you like Guinness, or you could try one of my most popular recipes, Dublin Codle. I'll be sure to link it in the card above. So good. This is such a beautiful recipe. Make sure that you give it a try. The ingredients are so simple and the bread is so flavorful. And just be cautious of the baking times. Don't be afraid to let it go a little bit longer if you feel like it still needs it. It's a nice brown bread anyway, so it's not gonna look over browned or anything like that. Give it a try, let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Give me a like and share with all of your friends. If you got Irish roots, make sure you share it with your family. They're gonna love it. If you tried the bread and you want to show me what it looks like on Instagram, post it and tag me. I cannot wait to see it. While I have you here, why don't you check out these other 2 videos or check out my Irish recipe playlist. With that, I'll leave you for this video and enjoy. Or wait, I gotta do it. Or you could try out one of my most popular videos or recipes. Yeah, hold on, let me say that again. I have so. Or